bring your website to life, how to take your website up a notch and really make it look visually appealing. Obviously, a website can have a nice layout and good content, that's all great, but it really is the images that do bring it to life, and they can really change the whole look and feel of a website. So what images should you choose? Where should you get them from? How do you add them to your site? We'll cover all that sort of thing today. We'll just do a quick little bit of housekeeping while we're just waiting for some more of our clients to come on. So there will be a Q&A towards the end of the session today. We're going to keep this really short and simple as well. If you have any questions, please submit them using the Q&A or the chat panel in Zoom now. And as we go, as you think of them, you can just type them in. You can always send us an email afterwards as well if you think of something later. Today's session is being recorded as well. So it will be emailed out to you who registered, but it'll also be posted in our client Facebook group as well. So if you're not a member of that, Camilla's going to send a link into the chat so you can come and join us in our client Facebook group. So here's a quick little overview of what we'll be talking about today. So obviously, as we mentioned, it's a lot about images, and not just the images, say, for the homepage banner, but also things like the team page, and we've got some tips on that. Also talking about our Pixabay integration. Camilla's going to jump on as well and show you that, how to use it, and not just for your blog, as you may have seen us kind of show you before. So there's a few ways to use that. And then we'll also be talking about video as well. So that'll be towards the end. So let's get into it. The first section I want to kind of talk about is these images. So what images should you put up there, especially when we're looking at, you know, these homepage banners on screen here? It can be really hard to know what images to choose. It's really easy to overthink that sort of thing. So when it comes to images on your website, you do want something that will create a connection. So you want that warmth and that personal connection coming through. So I'm going to kind of talk about, I guess, an ideal option, but I understand for some of you, you may not be there yet, or maybe it's just not quite in the budget yet. I'm also going to be talking you through, you know, other options and perfectly suitable ideas that you can use as well, just to help you get started. So I'm actually going to jump out now and go to some clients and show you their images and why we like them. So you can see this is one of our informal client webinars again. So I'm going to go to our client here, Sea Change. With the first couple, I'm really talking about this ideal solution that I mentioned. You know, what we see as great is if you could get some photos of you and your clients, even like Sandra has done here on screen, just so, you know, you can show your, you know, it conveys authenticity. People like to see, put a face to the name and that sort of thing, see who they're going to be working with. So get a professional photographer like Sea Change have done here, or I'm just going to go to the next one here as well, the Accounting Hub. So these guys got something similar as well. So this is a really good option, but obviously a professional photographer, there's obviously fees involved in that. So that's obviously ideal if you can get that done, but we've got some other options for you as well. Another one I'd show you as well is target market. So if you are focusing on a niche or an industry, some sort of target market there, you may want to choose some images that will really connect with them. So Priority Bookkeeping in Perth, they focus, as you can see in the content as well, on builders and tradespeople. So their images really connect with that market, and they've also gone with images of them and their clients too. So that's awesome. And the same thing here with Quick Assist. So they focus on, have a little bit of a target there with restaurants. So you can see the images coming through on the site. So that may guide you as well. If you do have target clients, ideal clients that you like to work with, see if you can try and connect with them by putting, you know, images on the site that will appeal to them, resonate with them. Another option as well is to use local images. So this is definitely what we'd suggest in terms of, you know, getting started and having that connection with your market as well, especially obviously the local market. So some of our clients that do that really well. This is HPY in New Zealand, so this image of their local area to go on the homepage there. So that's brilliant. And also another one I'd like to show you is BDO Rotorua, so you can obviously see that photo there of their area as well. So that's an awesome option. Camilla, do you have anything to add there?
Sorry. No, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, this obviously these clients are, in terms of local images, they feature something special about the area or something from around their office, or even like an image of the building as well, if that's the case.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly what we've been saying, just something that will resonate with them. Another thing is, so we've kind of talked about, you know, photos of you, photos of your clients. Obviously, that's something that you may need a professional photographer to do. Target market. So, you know, if you are focusing on a niche, for example, now local images. We've also got a few others. So one I want to talk about is personality. You know, these images are a perfect way to showcase a bit more about you and bring across your personality on the site. So this one I'm going to show you, I really like this website because it really does convey who this client is and what the company, who they focus on and what the company do and how they approach that. So their kind of brief to us was, you know, we want it to be sparkly, we're bubbly people, we want it to be a fun website. So they focus on creatives, like you can see here as well. And they wanted to bring that personality across. Obviously, content is a big part of that, but definitely the images can do that as well. So Shane has a video as well, which shows that personality off a bit more. I'll come back to that in a second, but that's a really good example of how to bring across a bit of personality to a site. Also, don't be afraid to think out of the box. So it doesn't just have to be, you know, calculators and that sort of thing. These are our clients in America, and this is the image that they chose. We were just having a discussion yesterday, weren't we, Camilla, about what the proper name of this animal is, buffalo or bison, yes, or whatever it is. But you can see, yeah, they've gone with something a bit different, something out of the box here. So be creative with it as well. Okay, so now just jumping quickly back to my slides, I'm going to talk about team page. So some hints and tips to first create a team page on your site and then take that up a notch as well. So I'll just go to see change and show you their team page, which we can do on our standard design site. So we can do this for you. Obviously, you can have photos of you and your team and bios as well that you can link through to. Like I mentioned, these guys got a professional photographer to take photos. So that's a great option because then your obviously your photos will match each other. You can see, you know, same stance and background and that sort of thing. That's the ideal scenario that I'm talking about, but there's definitely workarounds here as well. So I even just made a note to mention, you know, to get started, you can even use your smartphone to take a photo. You know, that's a more cost-effective option. And nowadays those smartphones can take quite nice photos. So have a look. Camilla's going to post a link to one of our support articles about, you know, the best way to kind of take a picture there. So hopefully that should help you there. She's just put that in the chat now. I also wanted to show you one of our clients in the US. This is what they have done on their team page, which I absolutely love. I think it's really awesome. Now, we didn't do these little caricatures, but they got to work with someone else, a designer, to do this for them. But I just love it. I think it conveys, you know, not only just shows who they're going to be working with at this company, shows a bit more about obviously their individual hobbies and a bit more about them. So I actually spoke to Adrienne recently, and she told me that they have business cards like this as well, and they have you know, prospects going around wanting to collect them all, really, and it really does start conversations, you know, start conversations about her dog and things like that, and then you never know where that conversation is going to lead. So there's a whole bunch of benefits of putting a team page on your site, and especially one that will, you know, convey your personality and show off a bit more about you guys, show the real people behind the firm.
Yeah, I probably want to add as well, just to stay away from some images that you would like to add to team members, like images from the parties and stuff like that. It doesn't look great. I mean, it's probably the best to try to use the smartphone and try to use the same background and so on as well. But as our photo guidelines, the link I paste into the chat, you can read all about it. What is the best way of taking the pictures.
Yeah, I agree. There is a balance there you've got to get with the, really the professionalism and the personality side of it too. So, yeah, just take that into consideration too. But it's just, you don't have to, get those kind of professional headshot type of things. You can be a bit more creative with it, like Alloy Silverstein have done on screen here. Also should probably mention that the team page we looked into our clients' web stats and it's the second most popular page for the majority of our clients. Obviously the homepage being the first. So this one will be, if you put a team page on your site, it probably will be getting looked at. So just make sure you have one so people can see a bit more about you. So Camilla's going to come on now and share a bit more about how to actually bring these images into your website. With our Pixabay connection, and she's also going to talk a little bit about sizing and that sort of thing. So Camilla, I'll hand over to you now.
Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. Right, you should be able to see my screen now.
Yeah.
Great. So now I wanted to talk about Pixabay integration. So all our websites have this button you'll see here. So this is a Pixabay. Pixabay is a website with free to download images, and we have basically added a plugin to our website, and you can access this this feature in your blogs, pages, and resources as well. You can also access Pixabay online. It's just pixabay.com. Antia will paste the link as well into the chat. So you will be able to download the images directly, but we just made it easy for users of our website to just use that option. Okay, so easy, basically just click on that and put a phrase in there and basically download that image. Now you can use this image for the content and for featured image. So featured image is obviously image on the blog, in the blogs, on the blog page, and this is basically where you can choose it. And the Pixabay integration for both like content and featured images has pre-selected sizes, so you actually don't have to do anything about resizing or anything like that. If you're accessing Pixabay online, what you need to do then just choose for either like content image or featured image for the blog. You can choose just a smaller size. So find an image that you like, click on free download, and that's just the smaller size of an image, and you just download it and upload it to your website. So yeah, so that's the Pixabay integration. Now, let's say that you would like to change your main image or one of the header images on the inner pages. So the best options for this, so obviously the images are slightly larger and they require a specific size as well. So the best option is just to download the larger size of an image from Pixabay. So you just choose, I think the 1920, you don't need like totally a large size. 1920 is great, and click download. You just need to confirm you are not a robot and so on. It'll just start downloading the image to your computer. Now with this image, because it's fairly large, you will need to slightly crop it or slightly amend it. So for resizing image, what we suggest the best option is pixlr.com. So this is a really easy tool to use for resizing images. You find it online and it's free as well. Really easy to use. So all you need to do is just open an image. Again, Anthea will paste the link into the chat window. Choose an image that you like from your computer and click open. And image will open. So you just create a new. What you want is just 1920 is fine. Click OK here. And sure what happened here. Let me just open. I played with this before, so maybe that's why. So let's open new one. Okay. So yeah, so you open an image now. You need to resize it. So we will be sending the specs after the webinar as well. Each design obviously have different specs. The size, the width of the image is same for each side. So if you click on this arrange button, it will allow you to resize an image, and all you do, just change the width. That's all you need to do for now, and click apply. So the width is now changed, and now we need to change the height as well, obviously, because each banner, whether it is your main banner on your homepage or the banner on the inner pages are slightly different height. Then just click on crop tool, and now we choose the height of the image. So I don't know, let's say this. And what you can do then, just reposition that window to the image that you like, and click save. And now you can download it into version JPG or PNG, and click download, and that's it. You've got resized image, and you can just upload it now onto the website. As easy as that. So yeah, so that's with the header images or page images as well. So again, as I said, we'll be sending some core specs for each design after the webinar. Now, one of the things I'd like to mention as well is to just be aware or consider the horizontal and vertical images. Obviously, for the homepage and for the inner pages, ideally you want horizontal images, but sometimes the vertical images work as well. So all you need to do, just play with it, and this pixeler it's great for it. So if you just play and reposition it, you'll see it might work for that as well. Okay, so we suggest sourcing the images from ideally from free sources as well. We've got some paid resources as well. So some of the resources you may use this Pixabay, which is the easiest one because it's already built into your website as well. But there's also like Unsplash, Pexels, or these are free as well. There's also Shutterstock. This one is paid, so you'll have to pay or you have to buy an image. But yeah, Anthea will post all these links into the chat, so you can browse that through as well. Okay, great. So that's Pixabay integration for me, and I'm gonna pass over to Anthea again, and she's gonna explain few more options on how to bring your website to life, and that's adding a video to your website as well.
Thanks a lot, Camilla. If you guys have any questions about that, please send them into the chat now, or you can always send us an email. We'll give you the email address after, or yeah, just get in touch if you do have any questions. So we've spoken about images, maybe some ideas on which ones to pick, how, where to get them, Pixabay, Unsplash, those sorts of things, and how to bring them into your site. Now I want to talk a bit about video. So this will again take it up another notch. Obviously video, a bit more of a project to create one. It can be a bit more difficult, or maybe even more expensive to create, but they really are a good way to break up your content, maybe explain your services in a different way, and show your personality. So I'll show you a couple of examples, but first of all, I just wanted to give you some tips. So we'd recommend using YouTube or Vimeo to host the videos, just so you have them all in the one spot. So we'd probably recommend creating a company channel there as well. And then of course you can embed them into your website so they can play right from your website. So we can help you with that sort of thing, but I'd probably suggest if you are looking at creating some videos, get a company channel on YouTube, for example. So there's a bunch of different videos you could create. I'm going to show you some different examples today. We'll start with Wise Advice on Screen, because they've done, I'll just show you their homepage as well. They've got some testimonials, client testimonials that they've recorded. So you can see on screen that these make up the homepage, which is another great thing. It shows real people here. I love that. So that's the sliders on their homepage, is their clients, and you can click through on each and watch the video testimonial. like here. So that's obviously one brilliant way to use video. And I guess I'd say a fairly easy one if you can convince your clients to sit down in front of a camera. It doesn't have to be some sort of professional setup, I don't think. So you can get something recorded and then obviously use that not just on your website but in your marketing as well. So see if you can get some testimonials, even better video testimonials from your clients. You can also use video to explain your services a bit more. It can be hard to write about accounting and tax and that sort of thing and keep people engaged too. So a video could be a great way to do that. So I mentioned business in lights before and how they can bring across their personality, not just in kind of images and that sort of thing, but in a video. So I'll send you the links to these client sites as well. So you can play this video and see kind of the bubbly personality that she brings across to the site as well, and how she kind of explains who they target, what they do, and how they help. So it's a really, really good way, whether you put that in the homepage here or elsewhere in your site. It's great to explain that sort of thing through video too. And you can see that these guys are hosted on Vimeo, but you can embed it into your website and hit play right from here. So some other options in terms of video as well. I mean, there's heaps, but one of our clients we work quite closely with in New York, Andrea Parnes, they do quite a lot with videos. So you can see when this loads here, they've got quite a few that they've recorded. Now, the one I really like recently is they've done some videos to show, Andrea's hobby here. Obviously you can see gardening, but also remind them of the importance of business planning in this instance. So they're using it, obviously, again, that personality and connection, maybe even start a conversation that is based on gardening, but who knows, they can, where that'll lead again, and it could obviously be a great lesson in terms of business planning and things like that. So she's obviously put like calls to action in there, as well, so business plan, health tech and things like that. So it just takes that video up a notch again. So hopefully that's given you a few ideas, not just in terms of images but also videos you can use. We're going to stick around for Q&A now if you do have any questions, but I just did want to talk you through what's on screen here. So we have a knowledge base, support.bizinconline.com. So you can search there for any questions you have, especially if it's something like how to post a blog or something like that. You'll be able to find the answer. If you do want to get some help with marketing and want your marketing taken off your plate, have a look at the marketing packages link on screen, or have a chat to me. And you can also see the support email address down the bottom on screen. So if you do have any questions about today, or whether it's resizing images or uploading a new one or something like that, please just reach out to us there and we'll be happy to help. So we'll stick around for a minute or two. Thanks a lot to everyone who's joined us today, and thank you for continuing to support BizInc, and we really do appreciate you as clients. So thanks a lot, and thanks Camilla for coming along and speaking through the Pixabay connection.
Yeah, thanks a lot everyone. Thanks for coming along. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll just stick around if you do have any questions. So thanks again. I can't see any questions yet, Camilla, but I'll just wait a few more minutes just in case. Of course, you can always email the email on screen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the images are pretty straightforward, and that Pixabay is a big help of sourcing the images as well. And there's some other free resources that we